I might have been wrong about this. Lee here, and this is liquid seaweed. In my last video, I was experimenting with a golden pothos trying to get it to root faster. I didn't notice any huge differences with a pre-rooted pothos cutting or using liquid seaweed. So this time I'm going to use a Monstera Adansonii cutting, and you can see how we might actually have a new champ when it comes to making your plant root faster in a water propagation. I've already taken my cuttings, so the only thing I need to do now is fill my glass jars and get started. In my other golden pothos experiment, it didn't really have any effect, but since this is a completely different type of plant, I want to see if rooting in these different mediums will have any effect on how fast the roots will sprout. So this is the first check-in with our Monstera Adansonii. It's been 20 days, and let's see what kind of results we have. One thing to keep in mind is that I do have very different cutting types. There's no top cutting with multiple nodes in the pre-rooted pothos jar. So with the pre-rooted pothos, I did notice that it actually rooted a little bit faster than just the regular tap water. I'm noticing some root rot on the regular water. This is something that I'll have to deal with pretty soon. What I've been doing is I've been filling up 4-liter or 1-gallon bottles with tap water, and I've been letting them sit out with the caps off for 2 or 3 days so that everything can evaporate to make sure that the water's safe and healthy for my plants. Looking at the cuttings in seaweed, this is really showing off some of the best growth compared to our other 2 containers. The roots are much longer, much thicker, and if this continues, I will probably be rooting more of my Monsteras with liquid seaweed. So after cutting off as much of the rotten stem as I could, trying to deal with this root rot, I'm actually going to use cinnamon as an antifungal to try to kill some of the infection that's happening in the stem. I'm also going to let this sit out for about an hour or so, just so that it has a chance to dry out as well. At 31 days in, now that most of my roots are longer than 3 inches, this will be the last water propagation day. While one of the cuttings with the pre-rooted Pothos did not root, after 30 days there isn't much of a difference between this and regular water. While root length is a little bit longer, thickness and color is pretty much the same. These are my cuttings that had double nodes. The one with seaweed is producing a lot longer and thicker roots than the one that was just using regular tap water. The seaweed also produced roots from more than just one of the nodes, and the seaweed is also producing roots much longer from a tiny leaf when compared with the regular tap water that produced a pretty long root but had a gigantic leaf. So I think I will continue using liquid seaweeds to help my Monstera's root when I'm propagating them in water. It does give me consistently faster root growth and thicker and healthier looking roots as well. Thanks for staying with me and helping me maximize my root growth. Oh, and one last thing.